How's everybody doing today? My name is Dominic, and I'm reporting at you live from the conference room. We're going to be having another very important business meeting today. Always remember throughout this business meeting that I'm not your financial advisor, and this video is made for entertainment purposes only. What we do here at the conference room, we come here, have a business meeting. The ultimate goal for the business meeting is to get rich. So go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, notifications, tell your friends and family about the channel, because you always remember the ultimate goal for the YouTube channel is to get rich. So the stock we're going to be talking about today is Profire Energy. Been invested in it for almost 2 or 3 years. If you're a loyal subscriber, you already know about Profire Energy. But if you don't know about it, that's all right, because Profire Energy has been, it was going to the moon and now it's retraced, but that's all right, because long term, this is shaping up to be the best year for the company history in terms of fundamentals, profit, all that. Zero debt. This company has zero debt. So let's go ahead. They just released their earnings a few days ago. So let's go ahead and look over at their website and talk about Profire Energy. So their products heat up the oil to 165 degrees. Here's their website. Go ahead and take a look over at everything for yourself. So it's combustion control, burner management. They have a whole bunch of different products, and they work for big name customers. They've worked for Shell, Chevron, Pioneer Natural Resources, Occidental. These are big name customers. Everybody knows about these companies. Okay. Profire Energy's been around for like 20 years or something like that. They're legit. Best year in company history. So let's go ahead and take a look over at their website or their earnings. Profire Energy reports financial results for the third quarter 2023. This is posted on November 8th, 2023. I'm reporting at you live on the November 13th, 2023. So let's go ahead and look at their earnings. Company reports best 9-month revenue in company history. Okay. The company reports the best 9-month revenue in company history. Third quarter summary, revenue of $14.8 million, a 16% increase. Gross profit of $7.5 million, a 22% increase. Gross margin of 50.4%, a 270 basis point increase. Net income of $2 million or 4 cents per diluted share versus $1.2 million and 2 cents per share. Generated EBITDA of $2.9 million versus $2.4 million. Cash and investments of $17.4 million with no debt. They repurchased 192,643 shares of stocks. Okay. They repurchased 192,000 shares of stock. Okay. Like I said, they announced a $2 million share buyback, so that's obviously still going on now. 9-month summary, revenue of $43.8 million, a 37% increase. Gross margin of 52%, a 470 basis point increase. Net income of $7.5 million or 15 cents per diluted share versus $2.1 million and 4 cents per share. Generated EBITDA of $10.1 million versus $4 million. The CEO had to say our third quarter represents the 5th consecutive quarter of at least $12 million in revenue and our second highest quarterly revenue in company history, said Ryan Oviatt, co-CEO and CFO of Profire Energy. We are on track to report the best annual revenue in our 21-year history and are optimistic about long-term prospects for our business. Hydrocarbon demand is expected to continue to grow in the coming years, which combined with the strength of oil and gas prices will likely mean continued strong performance for Profire Energy over this same period. Third quarter 2023 financial results, total revenues for the period equaled $14.8 million, compared to 14.4 in the second quarter of 2023 and 12.8 in the prior year quarter. The sequential year-over-year increase was primarily driven by ongoing customer demand and continued progress in our diversification efforts. Gross profit was $7.5 million compared to 7.4 and $6.1 million in the third quarter of 2023. Gross margin was 50% of revenues compared to 51%. In the prior year quarter was 47% for the gross margin. So gross margin for this quarter was 50%. Total operating expenses were $4.9 million compared to $4.2 in the second quarter of 2023 and $4 million in the year-ago quarter. The sequential year-over-year increase in total expenses is related to a tax credit that benefited both the second quarter of 2023 and third quarter of 2022 in the amount of $766,000. Excluding the impact of this employee retention tax credit, operating expenses were roughly flat sequential and up 13% on a year-over-year basis. The increase in year-over-year expenses is primarily due to ongoing inflation pressure on our business and headcount growth to support increased business activity. Okay, so they've had to hire, and the inflation was the reason why their expenses went up. Okay, so inflation, and they're hiring, so because they're growing, like, I mean, they're expanding into different markets. So net income was $2.1 million, or sorry, net income was $2 million or 4 cents per diluted share, compared to net income of $3 million or 6 cents per diluted share in the second quarter of 2023. Our strong performance over the past 12 months reflects the underlying strength of our legacy business and continued traction across the breadth of our diversification strategy, stated Cameron Tidball, co-CEO of Profire Energy. Our pipeline of diversification opportunities for 2024 is stronger than it was. Our pipeline of diversification opportunities for 2024 is stronger than it was at this point for 2023, and expect to gain more acceptance for our offerings as companies place additional emphasis on emissions reduction, more efficient operations. We continue to believe the business prospects for Profire remain strong, and we look forward to delivering long-term value for our shareholders. Okay, so go ahead and look at this earnings report for yourself and let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. But let's go ahead and take a look over at the stock. The stock is trading at close today at $1.88. And over the past year, the highest it was around $3, I believe. Yeah, $3 is the 52-week high, and it's come back. It's retraced to $1.88. But like we've seen in the earnings, this is shaping up to be the best year in company history. So the all-time high this stock has ever been. This is the all-time chart right here. Let's see if we can try to make this bigger on the screen. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look over at the all-time chart. The highest it ever was around $5, I believe. So this is shaping up to be the best year in company history for in terms of their fundamentals. You know, the stock follows the fundamentals. If they're raking in, and like the CEO and everybody says on this, well, they said it on the earnings call, so you gotta go and listen to the earnings call. But they said that this is going to be shaping up to be the best year in company history on the earnings call. So go ahead and listen to the earnings call. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this stock, Profire Energy. Go ahead and take a look at the chart for yourself. Highest it's ever been was like $5 or something like that. So I do believe we can go back up there, back to $5. And they're expanding into different markets. Back then, when it was back at $5 back in the day, they were only in oil and gas. Now they're expanding into different markets, and to the moon. That's all I gotta say about Profire Energy. To the moon. So go ahead and hit like, subscribe, and always remember the ultimate goal for the YouTube channel is to get rich.